I might get it during CRT.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and get started. I call this meeting to order at 7:04 p.m. The University of Central Florida respectfully acknowledges that it's located on the traditional lands of the Ice, Appalachee, Calusa, Timucua, and Tocobago tribes, as well as the Seminole Tribe of Florida and the Miccosukee Tribe of Indians of Florida. Roll call and verification of quorum, Vice Chair Trejo Hernandez.
Luke Paul.
Present.
Anna Reed. Olivia Smith.
Present.
Gabriel Casimiro. Isa Ariza. James Capinos. JC Lem.
Present.
Sarasa Savitka. Jonah Scott. Nee Chow.
Present.
Shivi Jane.
Present.
Owen Sherman.
Present.
Danae Smith.
Present.
Aurasha Ali.
Present.
Mava D.
Present.
Isa Malik. David O'Hurla.
Present.
Jason Hamid.
Present.
Ryan Kaufman.
Present.
Nico Slip.
Present.
Troy Metellus.
Present.
Darren McNulty.
Present.
Peter Ricahase.
Present.
Samara Rose. Grace Rudy.
Present.
Terry Fawcett.
Present.
Nathan Rickett.
Present.
Zachary Gaudio. Kochi Chauhan.
Present.
Bobby Escobar.
Present.
Rose Rodriguez. Katrina Wajan. Hashim Hassin.
Present.
Corson Green.
Present.
Diana Nguyen.
Present.
Anthony Bonaventure. Veronica Perez.
Present.
Halima Alcuda.
Present.
Elben Esch. Jocelyn Condorillo.
Present.
Houston Quartz.
Present.
Victoria Jones.
Present.
Angelique Leon. Abby Matthews.
Present.
Isabella McRae.
Present.
Spruthi Nurkshradeva.
Present.
Cameron Renda.
Present.
Mary Colony. Mara Simmons.
Present.
Mila Terescu.
Present.
Juan Varela.
Present.
Julia Zivin.
Present.
Jordan Lipner.
Present.
41 out of 52. Quorum is verified.
Okay, everyone take a look at last meeting's minutes, and is there a motion to approve last meeting's minutes? And then take a look at today's agenda. Is there a motion to approve today's agenda? Okay, open forum. Is there anybody here to speak in open forum? Okay, seeing none. Announcements from the student body president, President Blanco.
Good evening, everyone. This week, I had my second in-person full board meeting with the Board of Trustees. This one was interesting because I was able to have the opportunity to give a presentation, a little bit about what SG has been up to this year thus far. The biggest announcement to come from this meeting was UCF becoming Florida's next preeminent research university. So if you don't know what preeminence means, basically in the state of Florida, if your university, completes a certain amount of metrics, a lot of this having to do with research opportunities and funding and graduation rates, you receive additional funding from the state. So UCF has finally reached, I think it's like 12 out of the 13 metrics, because over the summer we had around a 64% graduation rate. So we're going to be able to access that and hopefully be accepted through the Board of Governors next cycle. So around like April, June, those meetings, we'll find out if it goes through. So very exciting. Additionally, I want to congratulate Noor, our diversity, equity, inclusion coordinator, on her first event, and Gabby, our digital media coordinator, for her first NecShot event at downtown. So hope you all have a great week, a great rest of your week, a great meeting, and reach out if you have anything at all.
Any questions for the student body president? Chair Chow.
Just heard there's no confirmations.
Not,
Presidential appointments, sorry.
not today that I know of. Thank you.
Okay, any other questions for the student body president? Seeing none, thank you. Announcements from the student body vice president, Vice President Benitez.
Hello, Senate. Not a lot to report for myself this week, but I did have the opportunity to host ADSB today for a monthly meeting for our September meeting. I also want to take a moment to congratulate our 4 SGLC coordinators on their amazing work this far that they've done. I'm excited to see what this new class brings with strong leaders. And as always, contact me if you need anything.
Any questions for the Vice President? Seeing none, Comptroller's report given by Vice President Benitez.
Okay, this is Comptroller Drinkwater's report. Good evening. I hope you are all doing well. I apologize for being unable to attend tonight, but I will be in the office more regularly next week, so please feel free to reach out if you need anything in the meantime. As of today, the CRT balance is $334,978.76 with a reversion rate of 0.01%, and the current FAO balance is $203,271.47 with a reversion rate of 0.48%. Have a great evening, and please don't hesitate to reach out with questions.
Any questions that the student body vice president can answer? Seeing none, thank you. Attorney General's report, AG Altoona.
Good evening, Senate. I've been working on updating the Senate agendas, Senate exec, committee minutes, caucus minutes, and then statutes and Senate rules as well on the website. So the webmasters have been very working hard on that. So thank you for them. And then I will be sending out an email next week for the monthly governing documents, just updated so all of you have access. And then, yeah, please continue to send minutes to me as we are still in the process of onboarding and hiring new staff. And if you have any questions, please let me know.
Any questions for the AG? Seeing none, thank you. Cabinet Forum, Director of Student Affairs, given by Chief of Staff Pearson.
Hello, everyone. I want to take a minute to give a massive shout out to the coordinators within the Division of Student Affairs for all of their incredible efforts in their events over the past couple of weeks. Thank you to everyone who came out to support, and it is so exciting to see the impact we have had on our community. I've been in the deep throes of planning Winter Wonderland and cannot wait to share an update with you soon with our brand new theme, activities, and more. As always, feel free to let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.
Any questions that the Chief of Staff can answer? Seeing none, Governmental Affairs Coordinator, Coordinator DeMarco.
Hello, good evening, Senators. I will be hosting an event where the Florida Gubernatorial Fellows Program will be at UCF on October 7th from 10:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. in the Charge On Chamber here. And this is an opportunity to learn more about their fellowship program. Representatives will share insights into the application process and how the program prepares students for impactful careers in public service. Everyone is invited, and I'd love to see you all there if you're available. That's all for me.
Any questions for the GAC? Seeing none, thank you. D. Capinos.
President voting.
D. Capinos, President voting, so noted at 7:13 p.m. Next, we have Safety and Transportation Coordinator, Coordinator Lopez.
Good evening, Senate. Since my last announcement, I have hosted 3 events in the month of September: Hurricane Prep Kits, Parking Palooza, and Coffee with the Cop, where we tabled with whips about alcohol misuse and DUIs. Thank you again to those who came out to support. But on October 1st, we will be having Cookies with the Cop and hopefully have the PD dogs to come for the students to just hang out with and meet. And I have been working with PD to brainstorm events SG can host regarding self-defense and active shooter attack prevention and preparedness training. In this coming week, I will be looking into the opportunities for SG branches to tour PD and the EOC or partake in a Mighty Knights self-defense class. If you are interested in planning a tour for your branch, please reach out to me so we can set dates in place. If you have any questions, concerns, or want to collaborate on initiatives together, just reach out to me through my email. Thank you.
Any questions for the Safety and Transportation Coordinator? Senator Leon.
President voting.
Senator Leon, President voting, so noted at 7:14 p.m. Any questions for the Safety and Transportation Coordinator? Seeing none, thank you. Sustainability and Wellness Coordinator, Coordinator Hendricks.
Hi all, I'm super excited to announce that our first Green Your Game Challenge this past Saturday was a complete success with 280 pounds of recyclables hand sorted and cleaned from contamination. Every pound collected by RSOs will be able to be properly recycled, which is uncommon for most of our tailgate waste, which tends to be contaminated beyond reuse. Out of the 10 RSOs who competed, UCF Outlanders won with 70 pounds and will be awarded $250 towards their RSO for their hard work. We hope to continue this event in coming tailgates and expand our operation to keep Memory Mall and adjacent tailgate spaces as clean as possible as our recycling team and I continue to work on waste diversion. The continued dedication to stewardship displayed by our student body always astounds me, and I'd like to thank our SGLCers who came to assist in sorting and weighing collected materials.
Any questions for the Sustainability and Wellness Coordinator? Seeing none, thank you. Graphics Design Coordinator, given by Chief of Staff Pearson.
Alrighty. Good evening, Senators. I hope everyone's semesters has been going well so far. Since my last announcement, I have made many graphics, including those for Parking Palooza, World Suicide Prevention Day, and our Green Your Game event from the last tailgate, among others. I have also been working in correspondence with Emily Mello to develop designs for the Election Commission. Finally, I worked on on digital art for the bags we distributed at our DIY Hurricane Prep Kits event, the shirts for our athletics pep rally, the Ask Me About SG shirts, and starting the designs for shirts we will distribute at Frost Warning. Lots of fun stuff coming soon. Thank you so much and have a great rest of your evening.
Any questions that the Chief of Staff can answer? Seeing none. Digital Media Coordinator, also given by Chief of Staff Pearson.
Alrighty. Good evening, Senate. Over the past few weeks, I've been working on our Hispanic Heritage Month video, which was posted a few days ago. Please be sure to engage with it if you haven't already. In addition, I've been coordinating headshots for leadership, and yesterday I held Night Shot X Downtown, the Night Shot X Downtown event, which had an incredible turnout. I'd also like to remind everyone that Night Shot on the main campus will be held this upcoming Wednesday, October 1st from 12 to 2 p.m. in the Student Union Room 224. If you'd like a headshot, please stop by. This week, I'll be focused on sending out all remaining headshots from recent events, as well as collaborating with the Election Commission and Homecoming on upcoming projects.
Any questions that the Chief of Staff can answer? Seeing none, thank you. Announcements from the Chief Justice Pizarro.
Good evening, Senate. This past week, judicial leadership had some productive meetings and discussions with Director of Communications Ayub, Attorney General Altuna, and our advisor Chantel regarding judicial outreach as well as our internal processes. We also had the privilege to table this week for the SG rotating tabling event at Wednesday Market Day, where we represented all of SG, and thank you to External Assistant Validez for coordinating and setting that up. I am currently in communication with Dr. Frame about a future meeting regarding judicial outreach and services that pertain impartial advising, which will most likely take place next month. And lastly, Lounging with the Lawyers, our annual Judicial Outreach Committee's event, is set for November 12th at 7 p.m. here in the Charge On Chamber, and more information will be posted in the upcoming weeks.
Any questions for the Chief Justice? Seeing none, thank you. Announcements from the Supervisor of Elections Presley.
Good evening, Senate. I hope everyone has had a great week. Meeting minutes are beginning to be uploaded to the website. As of now, last week's minutes are now available. Assistant Supervisor Clauso and I have been informed that the web designers are actively working on uploading minutes from previous sessions, including violation hearings from this past spring. We're optimistic that these will be accessible on the website in the next 1 to 2 weeks. Earlier today, the Election Commission leadership filmed an FAQ video covering the commission and the election period. A special thank you to Director Ayup, Coordinator Para, and Chair Callaway for both coordination and efforts. We're excited to see the final product in the coming weeks. Tonight, you'll be seeing two commissioner candidates. The third has forfeited her seat, unfortunately. This is Supervisor Colazo, Deputy Chief of Staff Laliolis. Our committee chairs and I were all thoroughly impressed by their applications, interview, and ENA appointments. We're looking forward to their confirmations in Senate this evening.
Any questions for the Supervisor of Elections? Seeing none, thank you. Announcements from the ANSF Committee Chair, Chair Kaufman.
All right, our first meeting will take place next week, but I did send out a form to the committee to begin selecting what ANSF-funded entity they wish to work with throughout this process. So if you are in that committee and you're here, please fill out that form by Saturday at midnight.
Any questions for the ANSF Chair? Seeing none. Caucus reports, Arab Caucus, Chair Alcuda.
Hi, everyone. Right now, the caucus's focus has been mainly with the Tea Time event, collaborating with the APIA caucus and reaching out to RSOs to table. I'll let Chair Lim announce the rest of the details, and that's it for me.
Any questions for the Arab Caucus Chair? Seeing none, APIA Caucus, Chair Lim.
Hi everyone, happy Thursday. We've been working with the Arab Caucus for our tea event. The date for our event is October 21st from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. in the Student Union Atrium. Please come out to support and learn more about different tea cultures. If you're interested in helping, contact me or Chair Alcuda. More details to come out soon. Thanks everyone.
Any questions for the APIA Chair? Senator Green.
Would you all like to borrow my French press?
We're using like UCF catering like services for the whole setup, but you know, it can be there. It can be there for display.
I got
All
you.
right, any other questions for the APIA Chair? Seeing none, Black Caucus, Chair Smith.
Hi, everyone. This week we went over the final details for the Black Business Showcase, which will be happening on Tuesday, September 30th, so next week. Please come by to see all the business there. And also, we met some of our SGLCers in the meeting, and they were amazing.
Any questions for the Black Caucus Chair? Senator Lipner.
For everyone who wants to come to this amazing showcase, what time will it be?
The showcase is from 12 to 4 p.m.
Any other questions for the Black Caucus Chair? Seeing none, ICTC Chair Verla.
Hello, Senate. We met for our biweekly meeting this Tuesday, where we went over the results of the Rosen tabling. We went over the concerns that were brought to us at that time. And then we also went over some prominent transfer issues with the director of the Transfer Center because she was able to join us, including transfer housing and credit evaluation as the two main standouts. Thank you.
Any questions for the ICTC Chair? Seeing none, Military and Veterans Caucus Chair Rickett.
Good evening, Senate. So I actually just got an email from Elmi Lopez. We're actually going to be setting up very, very soon a meeting with Director Luann from Park and Transportation so we can get our veteran service disability parking all squared away and get that in policy.
Any questions for the Military and Veterans Caucus Chair? Seeing none, Sustainability Caucus Chair Lipner.
Good evening, everyone. We met on Tuesday to discuss proclamation and event ideas for the upcoming year to kind of get a more forward-thinking pace on things, and also scheduled a tabling session in partnership with Dining Services at the Farmers Market that's happening outside the Student Union next Thursday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. This is a great opportunity to try new fruits and vegetables at a very low price. The way it works is you fill up an entire bag of groceries for approximately $8, I want to say. It could be a little bit more or less than that, but it's really inexpensive, and it's a great way to kind of shop and try local produce for a pretty cheap price. So please come out and support. Additionally, as Caucus Leadership Committee Chair, I've been working with Chantel to plan for our first full meeting, which is happening based on your responses next Tuesday, September 30th at 9 a.m. virtually via Zoom, and also in person via the SG conference room. So whichever is easiest for you guys, most convenient, please take that modality. And as always, please reach out if you have any questions regarding upcoming events or merch requests, and please have a great weekend. Thank you.
Any questions for the Sustainability Caucus Chair? Seeing none, announcements from the Senate President. Good evening, Senate. This week has been very productive for the two offices, getting everything ready for Senate retreat. Make sure that you've submitted an absence request to LJR if you're not able to make it. New senators, if you haven't already picked up your polo, let me know so I can get that for you. And then today's meeting is a little bit of a longer one, so make sure that you're both paying attention to everything, but also being efficient. Any questions for me? Senator Lim?
Do I have to bring my laptop to Senate retreat, or like, do we have to bring our laptops?
It's not necessary.
Okay.
But if you'd like to bring it, you can. And also on that note, somebody already asked me about dress code. There's no dress code. Just come comfortably. Any other questions? Senator Escobar?
Has there been any updates in regards to Senate faculty, like initiatives?
No, we elected for my committee specifically, which is the undergraduate policy and curriculum committee, we elected a co-chair, but we haven't really gotten into any of the policy changes or things that they want to see as a committee. Any other questions? Senator Rodriguez?
Not question, just President voting.
Okay, Senator Rodriguez, President voting so noted at 7:24 p.m. Seeing no other questions, announcements from the ILA ILA Rudy.
Hi, Senate. Sorry, I'm just pulling it back up. SGLC has been going great. If you ever see an SGLCer that's putting in a really good effort and you want it to be known to a coordinator, I'd love to hear about it. And so just feel free to shoot me a message or talk to me in person. I've been assisting with the planning for the Senate retreat with Speaker Courts. And then additionally, if you've been assigned a mentor, you'll know because you'll have gotten an email from Victoria Marie. And just know that your mentees are responsible for reaching out to you first via your student government email. So don't worry about having to reach out to them, but please respond to them as soon as possible once they do so that you can get a meeting set up. Just have to meet with them once per cycle. And if they don't reach out to you before the next Senate meeting, please let me know. Also, feel free to stop by SGLC in the Charge on Chamber from 3:30 to 5 if you're interested to see what it's about.
Any questions for the ILA? Seeing none. ELA report. It says, hi, everyone. Not much from me this week. I've been assisting with Speaker Courts with Senate Retreat, and I'm very excited for you all to see what we've been working on. All of the prep meetings have been scheduled, and the College of Arts and Humanities had their first official dean meeting today, and it went amazing. Give the Black Business Showcase post a shout out, and she says to let her know if you have any questions. Are there any questions that I could answer? Seeing none. Senate Pro Tempore report. Pro Temp Hamid.
Hi guys, I hope we're all doing great. So this week I finished up all my materials for Senate Retreat. I've also almost finished meeting with all committee leadership. And also last week I had the honor of being able to attend the POW MIA recognition ceremony. And that's all from me.
Any questions for the Pro Tempore? Seeing none. DLEG report, DLEG Kaufman.
All right, good evening, everyone. Mark your calendars because I'm excited to announce that I'll be hosting a legislation writing workshop in 2 weeks on October 9th at 6 p.m. in the Charge on Chamber. One of my biggest goals is to help everyone write at least one piece of legislation this session. So this is a great opportunity for everyone, and we'll be going over all the types and how to go about writing each one. And now also we will be seeing our first constitutional amendment tonight, and I just wanted to make sure everyone is aware of how these work since they're a bit different than normal legislation we see. These are updates to the student body constitution and are first seen similarly to an internal bill where we'll go through all three readings. And if it passes on third, it will be sent for signatures from the president and the vice president of student success and well-being. And then should the constitutional amendment receive its required signatures, the election commission will work to put this amendment on the ballot during the election in the spring. And the student body will ultimately then vote on the amendment to determine if this change happens or not. Also, I completed my activity for Senate Retreat this weekend. That's very exciting. And then today's legislation on first reading, we have 4 fiscal bills, 1 internal bill, and 2 proclamations. Third reading, we have 3 fiscal bills. And on second reading, we have 5 fiscal bills, 1 constitutional amendment, 1 internal bill, 2 resolutions, and 1 proclamation.
Any questions for the DLEG? Chair Varela?
Can either the president or Dr. Frame veto a constitutional amendment?
I believe so, yeah, it works the same way.
Any other questions for the DLEG? Seeing none, DSER report, DSER Capinos.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you guys for all who came out to my event, term event. It was a huge success. I really hope that you guys got to take something home that you can look out throughout the year and be like, wow, this reminds me of Senate, and I've had good times throughout the year. So I just thank you guys for all that came out and got to make your interariums today. It made me really happy that you guys liked it. So I hope you guys are also excited for our IM games. So just a quick report on that. We did win our last game, so give it up for our team. It's only because they have so much tenacity and so much effort and so much heart. I'm just really happy and really proud of all the people that are a part of the IM team, and especially the people that come out and help support. We thank you guys deeply. And so if you would like to come out, our next game is at 5:00 on Friday. So if you want to support that, I unfortunately won't be there, but they put a lot of effort in during practice, so it would be greatly appreciate if you could come. And then we also have our first IM pickleball games next week around 7:15, both on Monday and Friday. So if you'd like to come to that as well, you're more than welcome to. We're having our next event. It's going to be our SG karaoke from 7 to 9 next Wednesday. There will be games and snacks and obviously karaoke. As of right now, it's going to be taking place in the student government office, but there might be some updates to that. So just please keep track of Teams messages if there's any updates. And then there will be a calendar sent out of all the events that we have going on for this semester. So if you guys want to plan ahead and be like, oh, this event I want to go to, maybe not this one as much, I'll give you guys that so you can kind of see where that fits into your schedules. And then finally, concerning our RSOs. So most of you have already contacted your RSOs, and that's great. I know that you guys have been having conversations with them. That's awesome. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. And then I know that some of you have contacted me about your RSOs and some changes you'd like to make. So I did take note of that. But for those of you that have not contacted your RSOs, please, please, please contact them. We're here to support them, and I want them to have a fair shot and representation, as well as all the other RSOs that have already been contacted. And if you have any concerns or any problems, just reach out to me. And if you have any concerns about your specific RSOs, you can come see me after the meeting and we can get that resolved. So thank you.
Any questions for the DSER? Seeing none. Old business, non-fiscal committee caucus time, CRT 15 minutes. I hereby adjourn this meeting at 7:30 p.m. to reconvene at 7:45 p.m.
Guys, can you quiet down when you leave the room?
All right, I'll go ahead and call this meeting to order at 7:31 p.m. Roll call and verification of quorum. Vice Chair Jones.
Chair Sherman, myself present. Senator Ali. Yeah, she's present. Okay. Senator Lee.
If you're going to be in here during the meeting, please be quiet. Thank you.
Senator Deed. Present. Chair Hernandez.
Present.
Lipner. Senator Luch.
Present.
Senator Orwella.
Present.
Senator Smith. Senator Wanjan. OSR rep. ORS rep. And Pro Temp rep.
Present.
All right, 10 out of 10, quorum is verified.
All right, take a look at last meeting's minutes. And is there a motion to approve last meeting's minutes? And is there a motion to approve today?
Okay. I hereby re-adjourn this meeting at 7:45 p.m. Fiscal Committee reports, CRT Committee Chair Sherman.
Hi, everyone. This week in CRT, we approved allocations 57, 117, 158, 164, 173, 183 through 191, 193 through 196, 198, 199, and 201 through 209. We postponed allocations 57, 192, 197, and 200, and postponed indefinitely allocations 57, 149, and 174. And tonight in caucus, we approved allocations 57, 210, and 57, 211, which was approved pending.
Any questions for the CRT Committee Chair? Senator Banesh?
President voting.
Senator Banesh, President voting, so noted at 7:46 p.m. ELA Reed?
President voting.
ELA Reed, so President voting, so noted at 7:46 p.m. Any questions for the CRT Committee Chair? Seeing none, FAO Committee Chair Luce.
All right. Hello, everyone. This week we saw 8 allocations and 4 fiscal bills, and we approved allocations 57, 41, 65, 66, 68, 69, and 70. We postponed allocation 56, 67, and then we also postponed allocation 56, 64, but we approved them pending, and they have not sent me the updated documentation, so that's why it's postponed. And then we approved fiscal bills 57, 16, 17, 18, and 20. And then on another note, we have open seats in FAO, so if you'd like to join, we meet on Wednesdays at 3 in the conference room.
Any questions for the FAO Committee Chair? Seeing none, fiscal legislation, notice of legislation on first reading, Fiscal Bill 5721 remanded to FAO, Fiscal Bill 5722 remanded to CRT, Fiscal Bill 5723 remanded to FAO, and then Fiscal Bill 5724 remanded to CRT. Notice of legislation on third reading, Fiscal Bill 5713, funding for 10 members of Optica UCF student chapter to travel to the SPIE Photonics West in San Francisco, California, from January 17th, 2026 to January 23rd, 2026. Is there a motion for speeches, questioning, and debate? Senator Lipner?
Motion for a 555.
There's been a motion for a 555 and a second. Any objections? Seeing none, Chair Lim, you have 5 minutes whenever you're ready.
I yield to questioning.
Okay, we are now in a period of questioning. Are there any questions? Seeing none, we are now in a period of debate. Is there any debate? Do you like Kaufman?
Motion to see my amendment as a technical. It's changing the year.
Yes, I already accepted that.
Okay, cool.
All right, Chair Varela.
Motion to see my amendment.
There's been a motion to see Chair Varela's amendment. Is there a second? Any objections? Seeing none, Chair Varela, you have a minute whenever you're ready.
Yeah, this is a suggestion that comes out of ORS to change all the fiscal bills. So you see it in all of the ones we have on third and second reading, as well as all the ones in first reading. This was agreed upon by the fiscal chairs in the Protem's office. And this is just because we want RSOs to submit every single thing they're purchasing on their VPFs, because that wasn't explicit before. And there's some recent issues with it. So we just wanted to make that explicit.
All right, we're now in a period of questioning. Are there any questions? Senator Lipner?
Just to clarify, this means all items purchased, not just within this event, but in general by the RSO?
No, for the verification of purchase form, that would mean that any item that they purchase, that they are contributing to their half of the contribution.
Any other questions? I do have a question. This is going to be on all of the bills, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Seeing no other questions, we are now in a period of debate. Is there any debate? Senator Lipner?
I'm hesitant with the current wording just because I feel like it can be worded to be misinterpreted to be all funds purchased by the RSO, as it doesn't specify for this specific event. So I'd be open to seeing some kind of adjustment to add that. But otherwise, I think this is important.
All right. Is there any other debate on this amendment? Seeing none, we are now in a period of voting. Okay, with a vote count of 41 to 1 to 0, this amendment passes. We are still in debate on the bill as a whole. Is there any other debate? Not. ELA Reed?
Move to vote.
There's been a motion to move to vote. And a second. Any objections? Seeing none, we are now on voting procedures. With a vote count of 42 to 0 to 0, Fiscal Bill 5713 passes third reading. Fiscal Bill 5714, funding for Baja International to create a vehicle for the Baja SAE competition season 2026 in Oregon on May 7th, 2026. Chair Banesh, you have 5 minutes whenever you're ready.
It doesn't look like anything's changed besides the one line that Chair Varela added. I yield to questioning.
All right, we are now in a period of questioning. Are there any questions? Seeing none, we are now in a period of debate. Since that amendment was approved by the body last time, I'm just going to see it as a technical. Is there any debate on this bill? Vice Chair Troy Hernandez.
Motion to approve this by general consent.
There's been a motion to approve this bill by general consent. Are there any objections? Seeing none, Fiscal Bill 5714 passes third reading. Next, we have Fiscal Bill 5715, funding for 17 members of the Game Development Knights to travel to the Game Developers Conference in San Francisco, California from March 8th, 2026 to March 13th, 2026. Vice Chair Warkase, you have 5 minutes whenever you're ready.
Thank you. So there's not really any major changes apart from the lodging price actually went down. And yeah, with that, I yield the rest of my time.
Okay, we are now in a period of questioning. Are there any questions about this bill? Seeing none, we are now in a period of debate. D-Leg Kaufman?
Motion to see my amendment.
There's been a motion to see D-Leg Kaufman's amendment. Is there a second?
Second.
Any objections? Seeing none, you have a minute whenever you're ready.
It is updating, as was stated before, the updated lodging costs. They had it submitted on Expedia last time, so now it's not. It's an actual quote from the hotel. I got rid of the taxes and fees because those were taken out, and it doesn't divide evenly. So that's why the price on the right, which is $7,876.10, that's the total lodging cost. But then the description, it goes to 3 decimals because that's the closest I could get it to get to that number. It doesn't divide evenly, but trust me, I yield my time.
All right, we are now in a period of questioning. Are there any questions? Seeing none, we are now in a period of debate. Does anybody wish to debate on this amendment? Seeing none, we are now in a period of voting. With a vote count of 43 to 0 to 0, these amendments do pass by the body. We are still in debate on the bill as a whole. Is there any debate left on the bill? Seeing Deezer Capinos.
Motion to pass Fiscal Bill 5715 by general consent.
There's been a motion to pass this bill by general consent. Are there any objections? Seeing none, Fiscal Bill 5715 passes third reading. Notice of legislation on second reading. Is there a motion? D-Leg Kaufman or Chair Lusch?
Motion to see Fiscal Bill 57, 16, 17, and 18 as a block.
There's been a motion to see fiscal bills 57, 16, 17, and 18 as a block. Is there a second? Any objections? Seeing none, they will be seen as a block. D-Leg Kaufman.
Seeing as the RSO or the rep is not present yet, motion to table these 3 fiscal bills.
There's been a motion to table these 3 fiscal bills.
Second.
And a second. Any objections? Seeing none, these are tabled, but whenever we see them, we will see them as a block. Next, we have Fiscal Bill 57 and 19, funding for 60 members of the American Society of Civil Engineers to travel to the 2026 ASC Southeast Student Symposium in Boca Raton, Florida from March 11, 2026 to March 15, 2026. Senator Metellus, you have 5 minutes whenever you're ready.
I yield my time to the RSO.
All All right. Okay, and then just give me a second to get your, oh, that's wrong. It's 19, right? Okay, you have 5 minutes whenever you're ready. Whenever you want it to change, just let me know.
Sounds good. Hello, everyone. My name is Edward Colazo Borges. I'm the president of the American Society of Civil Engineers, University of Central Florida Student Chapter.
And I'm Jackson Moss. I'm our Student Symposium Chair.
So we are seeking funding from the Senate for our Southeast Student Symposium, which will be at Boca Raton, Florida. And we will be bringing 60 students for our conference. We do have alternates in our roster. At this conference, we'll be competing in 17 plus competitions across all civil engineering disciplines, 6 of which are society-wide, which just means if we win first, we go to nationals. We will be competing against schools in Florida, Georgia, and Puerto Rico. This is a huge networking event for the students, as well as for the professionals. They'll be able to network with civil engineering professionals and civil engineering students from all these schools. Additionally, they will be testing their civil engineering knowledge from their competitions that range from all those disciplines, as well as test their leadership skills when it comes to leading their team, as well as using their presentation skills whenever they're presenting for their competition. Additionally, last year we won the ASE Distinguished Chapter of the Year for our region, and to receive that, we have to attend this conference. So it's an eligibility requirement. Next slide. So we are going to be seeking, so the total cost is $18,072 with lodging and registration, and we're going to be seeking funding from student government for $9,036, and we would like the funding by January 19th, latest February 1st.
So for lodging, we decided that we're going to be staying at the Hyatt Place Boca Raton. This will be 12 rooms with 5 students each. In the quote that we included, it says 4 students, but that's incorrect. The computer doesn't allow the hotel to input more than 4, but it will be 5 to a room. The total cost for this hotel is going to be $13,872, which is $289 per night. And we are tax exempt, so that price is exactly what we would be paying and not $1 more. That's also at an ASCE discounted rate that we received through our national level organization. These rooms have been reserved in advance, but they haven't been paid for. And yeah, like I said, you could see the quotes for more information. So for registration to FAU for 60 people at $70 per person, it will be $4,200. And thank you, and we yield our time.
Okay, we are now in a period of questioning. Are there any questions for the RSO? I'll go Senator Lipner.
You mentioned you have alternates. How were the 60 members chosen?
So the 60 members are chosen based off of just a few set of requirements. First, they must attend. So these depend on how many students are interested, but first we look at their participation. We have a point system in our organization, so we log every single event that they attend. If they attend 50% of our events and 50% of our GBMs, that's the first requirement, and then they have 10 hours of community service, which could be community service within our student organization or outside of student organization. They just have to provide proof, and that they're participating in 2 competitions. One of those competitions, they have to be physically doing something at the competition so that they have that involvement during the conference. And then the other competition, they can be loosely involved in terms of design before the conference.
Are there any other questions for the RSO? Senator Metellus?
Move to debate.
There's been a motion to move to debate. And a second, any objections? Seeing none, we are now in debate. Anybody wishing to speak in debate, I'll go Senator Metellus and then Senator Banesh.
I'll be voting in favor of this bill and encourage you all to do the same. Like they stated, this conference is very beneficial for students, especially when infrastructure is something that's really big in our nation right now, especially in the state of Florida. This event allows civil engineering students to get those job opportunities and make those connections and network while also gaining experience. So I encourage you guys all to vote in favor.
Senator Banesh?
May I retain?
You may.
I will also be voting in favor. I echo the sentiments of Senator Metellus, and I went to school in Boca Raton. I transferred here from FAU, go Owls. So I know you guys will be in an awesome location where you can learn a lot of great things, and maybe you can fix the awful Boca Raton roads. With that, move to vote.
There's been a motion to move to vote and a second. Any objections? Seeing none, we are now in voting procedures. Okay, with a vote count of 41 to 0 to 1, Fiscal Bill 5719 passes second reading. Next, we have Fiscal Bill 5720, funding for American Society of Civil Engineers to create the Timber Strong project for the Southeast Student Symposium at Florida Atlantic University on March 12, 2026. Senator Metellus, you have 5 minutes whenever you're ready.
I yield my time to the RSI.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Eva Elieva, and I serve as the Internal Vice President for the American Society of Civil Engineers Student Chapter here at UCF. Today, I'll be speaking on behalf of the Timber Strong competition we participate in every year. What is Timber Strong, you may ask? Timber Strong is a national ASC competition where we're challenged to design and build a small-scale two-story wooden building. We apply real-world engineering problems, work as a team, and calculate the structural performance of the building. This is our entire captain team that will be actively participating in this competition this upcoming spring in Boca Raton, Florida. Now for funding. As I mentioned, this is this two-story wooden building that will be building basically just from wood. So therefore, the materials needed for this project are pinewood planks for $486.40, pine lumber for $541.98, and OSB boards for $591.35, coming out with a total cost for materials of $1,619.73. As you can see on the image on the right, this is basically our structure from last year with a detailed shot of where that material will go towards. Besides the material, we have technical tools and safety supplies that are also needed for the competition. Drill bits for $50, tarps for protection for $20, gloves for $163.50 for protection for the build team members, drill batteries for $252.61. Each year, all of our drill batteries get used across all of our competitions, so therefore they pretty much die annually, so we have to replace them for this competition. Paint brushes for aesthetic purposes, and construction drawing and prints for $140, which are required by our rules to be provided at conference, coming out with a total cost for technical tools and safety supplies of $674.90. Aesthetic supplies. As I mentioned, part of our rules are part of our point system is aesthetics of our building. So therefore, we need at least 6 gallons of paint, coming out with a grand total of $615. As you can see on the image on the right, this is our painted structure from last year, along with our prints that we provided at conference. So the total funding we request is $2,909.60, with a total Senate contribution of $1,454.80. Thank you so much. I yield my time.
All right, we are now in a period of questioning. Are there any questions for the RSO? Senator Lipner.
How many gallons of paint did you say you needed?
Approximately 6 gallons.
All right, Senator Lipner.
And you said it's going to be $615 for 6 gallons of paint?
Yes, the large gallons of paint that it's an 11-foot structure. It's a 2-story, 11-foot wooden structure, and we have a lot of intricate design that will be applied on the building.
Senator Lipner.
So you're saying each gallon of paint will cost over $100 each?
Around, yes. That's how much we spent last year on paint.
Senator Lipner.
What kind of paint are you buying?
We're buying the outdoor paint, so because we don't have the facility here at UCF to protect our wood, and it sits outside in the rain, we need high quality paint to be protected from damage, as this is part of the grading criteria at conference.
Are there any other questions for the RSO? ELA Reed?
Yeah, just out of curiosity. So you mentioned that you attended this event last year, and I was just wondering if any of these supplies could be utilized from last year, such as drill bits and the tarps, and things like that, that do have multiple spans of life.
So the drill bits actually get damaged from all the use that we use at conference. And last year we did not have tarps to protect our wood, and therefore we did get it slightly damaged. As I mentioned earlier, we don't have the facility to protect all that wood, so it stays outside during hurricane season and the rain. So we can't really reuse any of the materials that from last year.
Senator Fawcett?
Going back to the paint, just looking at what you did, are you talking about 1 gallon or the 5-gallon buckets?
The big buckets.
So they're 5 gallons for the hunt.
Yes.
So it's 30 gallons total.
Technically, yes.
Okay.
My apologies.
Okay, that makes it a lot more.
Sorry, my apologies.
Okay, great. Thank you.
All right, remember that we are in formal procedure, so don't speak out of turn. Chair Gaudio.
Present and voting.
Chair Gaudio, present and voting, so noted at 8:06 p.m. Senator Metellus.
Move to debate.
There's been a motion to move to debate. And a second, any objections? Seeing none, we are now in debate. Senator Lipner, and then ELA Reed and Senator Metellus.
Yeah, that seems great. Sorry about the whole paint thing, but for 6 gallons of paint, it should not have been more than $100. But for 30 gallons, makes complete sense. Seems like a great use of money, and I'm very excited for you guys to go to this competition and hopefully do great. So I'll be voting in favor.
Okay. ELA Reed.
Yeah, pretty much to echo the sentiments of the previous senator. I agree. All this makes sense. It looks like a super fun opportunity. And I'm excited to see what is being created this year. Move to vote.
There's been a motion to move to vote. Is there a second? Any objections? Seeing none, we are non-voting procedures. With a vote count of 45 to 0, Fiscal Bill 5720 passes second reading.
Thank you.
Okay, is there a motion to pick up our fiscal bill block from the table? All right, so fiscal bills 56, 57, 16, 17, and 18. Chair Gaudio.
I move to put these fiscal bills back on the table.
Okay. And there's been a second. Any objections? Seeing none. Okay. Internal committee reports. ENA Committee Chair Chow.
All right. Well, good evening, everyone. Just as you can see, I'm really tired. But in terms of this, today in committee, we continue to work on rehauling Title VI, specifically for Chapter 603 for the candidate section. Additionally, we discussed and passed Internal Bill 5713, a bill apportioning Senate seats for the next Senate session. We also have printed out and folded our ENA committee pamphlets for tabling. We also saw 2 Senate confirmations in today's committee meeting. Election Commission seat number 6, Cherish Hall, confirmed 160, and an Election Commission seat number 9, Sarah Aguiar, confirmed 600.
Any questions for the ENA Committee Chair? Senator Banesh.
Are there any materials for the candidate running for Commission seat 6?
No.
All right, any other questions for the ENA Committee Chair? Seeing none, GAP Committee Chair Barilla.
Hey, Senate. My computer is super dead right now, so I'm gonna do it like off my dome for a little bit. So actually, yeah, can everyone else here? Thank you, Senator Zivin. Awesome. Hello, Senate. Today, GAP worked on our weekly newsletter research, as well as 6 bill briefs. Also, so far, over 90 bills have been filed in the Florida legislature that have been screened by GAP, with the ones relevant to the student body being briefed. Also, big news, the GAP survey that we use to get responses for the legislative priorities has been completed. So I am kindly asking everyone in this room to complete it within the next few days. I know there's over 40 of us here, so I better see for the responses. And other than that, please share it with your communities and your RSOs. I've put it in the student government general chat, so it is there for all of us to access.
Any questions for the GAP Committee Chair, Senator Lipner?
How would someone find this new survey if they're not in our teams?
It's going to be work to be put out on a mass scale pretty soon. I'll be working with the executive branch and Eli Reed to make a graphic for it, hopefully for the student government Instagram, as well as putting out a Net Connect bulletin, as well as GAP doing general tabling and doing class presentations.
Any other questions for the GAP Committee Chair? Seeing none, LJR Committee Chair Gadia.
Good evening, folks. Dean meetings are coming up, so I'd like to bring to everyone's attention, and I told my LJR reps to espouse this in the other committees as well, that you must have requested an absence excuse if you cannot attend your Dean meeting. When requesting excusal from your Dean meeting, you must let not just myself, but the Senate President Pro Tempore in the ELA know in writing. Teams and email does count. Submitting the form alone is not enough. If you have not requested an absence excuse prior to the start of your Dean meeting and you are absent, ooh, that's a nice typo, you will be automatically dismissed from your seat and you will need to appeal your dismissal at the following Senate meeting. Don't let that happen. It's a pain for everyone. If a true emergency pops up right before the meeting, like your car broke down halfway to campus, sudden illness, or familial matter, still let myself, the pro tempore, or the ELA know, and we'll decide what to do. As for committee votes, Constitutional Amendment 5701 passed 9-0 to 0. 5702 failed 1-7 to 1. Resolution 5706 was approved 6-0 to 1. Resolution 5707 was approved 4-2 to 1. As for absences, the only absences we saw were for Halima Al-Quda, September 8th, which was approved, and Jonas Scott, September 18th, which was postponed pending supporting documentation. All other absence requests were postponed to next week as we were running close to when FAO is scheduled to start, and we didn't have time to get through the rest of the absences.
Any questions for the LJR Committee Chair? Seeing none, SBA Committee Chair Total Rescue.
Hello, Senate. Last meeting, we went over concerns brought up by Rosen students, and we'll be tabling next week at the Black Business Showcase. We have also been working on making SBA-specific pamphlets for when we do table, and Proclamation 5706 was passed on first reading, 8-0 to 0.
Any questions for the SBA Committee Chair? Seeing none, confirmations will carry on the 555 that we had for the fiscal bills. First, we have Cherish Hall for Election Commission, seat number 6. Keep clapping, it's awkward, guys.
Hi, my name is Sharish Hall. I'm a junior here at UCF, and I'm eager to be part of the election committee team. I believe I would be a strong addition to this committee because I am hardworking, organized, and detail-oriented. I make sure that nothing falls through the cracks. I have a lot of hobbies that I like to do as well. I love to paint, draw, garden, read, write, and dance as well. I also volunteer at the Sanford Pet Shelter in my spare time. These all contribute to my time management and organizational skills, so it's important for me to be able to balance everything and dedicate appropriate time to each of these projects of mine. I also love learning, and I am quick to pick stuff up. Anything I don't know, I make a mental note of, and I make an effort to do research on later, and so that I'm better prepared for next time. I also pride myself on being unbiased when making important decisions. For example, in group projects, I've often had to settle disagreements by finding the middle ground so that both sides feel fairly represented. That same ability to stay neutral and solution focused is exactly what this position requires. As a candidate for the Election Commission, I understand that my main responsibility is to make sure elections are run fairly under the Title VI election statutes. This means enforcing the rules consistently, such as where and when candidates may campaign. For example, campaigning isn't allowed in classrooms, computer labs, the recreational recreation center or within 15 feet of a voting tent. And dorm campaigning can only happen between 11 a.m. and 9 p.m. We also ensure that campaign materials are approved, expenses are reported correctly, and that candidates don't exceed spending limits. If violations happen, they're classified into tiers. A tier 1 violation may be minor, but tier 4 violations can result in disqualification. Knowing these distinctions help us apply sanctions fairly and transparently. It's important to remain impartial, honest, and transparent because it's critical to maintaining student trust in the election process. My goal is to apply the rules consistently without favoritism and to help keep the election process one that students can trust. Thank you guys so much for giving me this chance to prove to you guys why I know I'm a good fit for the election committee.
All right, we're now in a period of questioning. Are there any questions for this candidate? I will go Chair Gaudio and then Senator Rickett.
Two, if I may.
You may.
First one is just a quick statutory question. Could you tell me when active campaigning begins for Senate candidates and for presidential candidates?
I'm unsure, but I will do research on that later, and I'm pretty sure that is a question that we will be going over in any of the election commission GBM meetings, and I hope to learn that on the spot as we go.
And your second question?
So my second question was, if during a violation hearing, you hear the supervisor of elections or the assistant supervisor of elections make a comment or have a statutory interpretation that you disagree with, what would you do in that situation?
If it was anything that I disagreed with, I would first try and see if it comes from like any of my own personal biases, and I'd probably like address it with them. And if it's something that like I'm realizing that is really stemming from like my own personal opinions or my own personal views, it's better to just take a step back or mostly listen to other people, like, give their own opinions about whatever things we're discussing in that moment.
Senator Rickett?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Can a candidate tell me how many actually violation tiers there are located in Title VI?
There are 4 tiers in the violations for statute for the Title VI.
All right, are there any other questions for this candidate? Seeing Senator Lipner.
Can you go over the basic requirements to maintain good standings as an election commissioner?
It's being impartial, being fully transparent, and being honest when it comes to like any of the candidates, and making sure that you're not directly involved with any of the candidates as well.
Are there any other questions for this candidate? Seeing none, we are now in a period of debate. Does anybody wish to speak in debate? Senator Banesh and then Senator Matthews.
I'll be voting in favor of this candidate. They seem very committed in learning the role. I don't think any of us were perfect when we stepped into Senate. And she seems pretty knowledgeable in what she does know. So I'm excited to see how she thrives in the role. I also think that she's very committed to being unbiased, which is an especially important part of being an election commissioner. So I'll be voting in favor, and I encourage y'all to do the same.
All right, Senator Matthews.
So kind of like elaborating on what Senator Banesh just said, I was able to speak hear from the senator, hear from this candidate during ENA today, and she seems so dedicated doing her research before learning about the different tiers and violations that you can receive during the election, and she just seems like very passionate about the election commission, and that's exactly what they need. So I will be voting in favor.
All right, is there any other pieces of debate for this candidate? Seeing none, we are now on voting procedures. With a vote count of 41 to 2-1, Cherish Hall has been confirmed for Election Commission seat number 6. Up next, we we have Sarah Aguiar for Election Commission seat number 9.
Hello, everyone. My name is Sarah Aguiar, and I'm a junior majoring in political science with minors in strategic communication and legal studies. It's a great privilege to serve as a newly appointed member of UCF's Election Commission. Throughout my time at UCF, I've admired student government, and I've been inspired through my leadership in other places on campus to stand before you today. My experience as a member of Kappa Delta sorority, where I played a pivotal role in organizing our annual philanthropy event that raised over $160,000 for Prevent Child Abuse America, has been one of the most influential leadership opportunities in my college career. Contributing to an event of that scale requires strong communication, organization, and teamwork skills, as well as the ability to manage logistics, delegate responsibilities, and motivate others toward a shared goal. Seeing the impact we made not only inspired me to seek bigger leadership opportunities at UCF, but also prepared me to take on roles that demand accountability and collaboration, such as serving on the Election Commission. The skills I developed, strategic planning and problem solving under pressure, directly translate into the qualities needed for this position. I was able to help connect a wide range of diverse communities at UCF through an amazing cause. I'm confident that this experience has given me both the perspective and the capability to contribute meaningfully to maintaining fairness, transparency, and student involvement in UCF's selection process. In addition to my experiences, my education and values have also shaped me into a candidate who is deeply committed to the mission of the Election Commission. As a political science major, I'm constantly having to remain unbiased and evaluate information in an objective manner. In combination with my minor in strategic communication, I also have a strong grasp of policy and democratic understanding, as well as the importance of effective messaging and communication. This academic background not only helps me analyze processes and uphold fairness, but also will equip me with the ability to effectively publicize elections, encourage voter turnout, and communicate with students in ways that foster trust and engagement. The core values that guide me, confidence, honesty, and authenticity, define how I lead and how I serve. Confidence has allowed me to face challenges, take risks, and stand firm in my decisions. Honesty has been the foundation of all my relationships, enabling me to build trust and act with fairness and reliability. Authenticity ties all of this together, ensuring I stay true to my values even when it's not the easiest or the most popular choice. These qualities are not just ideals, but practices I live out daily, and they're essential for protecting the integrity of student elections. I believe that everything the Election Commission stands for are the same qualities I take the most pride in upholding. My goal is to apply the highest level of ethics to our elections, ensuring that student government is stronger, more accountable, and more inclusive. I'm confident in my ability to serve, and I look forward to proving it to you all. Thank you.
All right, we're on a period of questioning. Chair Gaudio and then Senator Rickett.
2, if I may.
You may.
So my first question for you is, what locations can the Election Commission establish as polling stations without approval from the Student Body Senate?
I'm not entirely sure, but I look forward to learning more. I think that, especially with this position, it's like a very learn as you go type position, and I feel that I'll be prepared.
And for your second question?
So my second question was, during a violation hearing, if a term in Title VI that you're analyzing is not defined in Title VI or Title II, how would you go about finding the proper definition of the word in question?
I think that like working together as a commission and kind of seeing how everyone else is like, how everyone else feels that they should define that and kind of coming to a consensus would probably be like the best way.
Senator Rickett.
Oh, thank you, Madam Speaker. Can a candidate tell us some of the basic process and some of the basic eligibility requirement that someone would need if they wanted to run for Student Body Senate?
Again, I don't know like super specifically, but I'm willing to learn.
Are there any other questions for this candidate? Seeing none, we are now in a period of debate. Anybody wishing to speak in debate? Senator Banesh.
May I retain?
You may.
I'll be voting in favor of this candidate. She seems very committed to being in this organization. I'm just a little bit worried because she is in a sorority, but I was reading the ENA minutes and she said she'd be able to balance it. So I hope that is true because we need election commissioners badly. And yes, let's vote.
All right, there's been a motion to vote. And a second. Any objections? Seeing none, we are now in voting procedures. With a vote count of 41 to 3-1, Sarah Aguiar has been confirmed as Election Commission seat number 9. Internal legislation, notice of legislation on first reading, Internal Bill 5714, remanded to CRT, Proclamation 5707, remanded to SBA, and Proclamation 5708, remanded to SBA. Notice of legislation on second reading will still carry on the 555 from before. Constitutional amendments. First, we have Constitutional Amendment 5701, updates to Article 6. Chair Gaudio, you have 5 minutes whenever you're ready.
Good evening, everybody. I almost said good morning. So this is an amendment to the Constitution, changing exactly one word. Under Article 6, which is the amending process, it states that an amendment may be proposed by a supermajority vote of the student body senate. Problem: the term supermajority is not defined anywhere in the student body constitution or the student body statutes or the Senate rules. Now, of course, if a term is not explicitly defined in Title II, we look to Black's Law Dictionary for a definition, which Black's Law does have a definition of supermajority, but it does not explicitly say what constitutes a supermajority if one is not stated. It just says it's usually 2/3, which is not good enough because as it stands, a supermajority could just be whatever we say it is. We could make it a 50+2 if we really wanted, which is obviously against the spirit of what it's trying to be. For everything else, we use 2/3. So that's all this is. It's just changing supermajority to 2/3. I will yield.
All right, we are now in a period of questioning. Are there any questions, Senator Lipner?
Have you done the due diligence to make sure that there's no other mentions of supermajority within our statutes and constitution?
Within statutes as a whole, no. However, addressing this, I believe that supermajority is not anywhere in the statutes because it was not too long ago. Statutes also said supermajority and it got changed to 2/3. As for the rest of the Constitution, I believe it's only in Article 6.
All right, are there any other questions on this constitutional amendment? Seeing none, we are now in a period of debate. Anybody wishing to speak in debate? Senator Banesh?
May I retain?
You may.
One thing about Mr. Zachary Gaudio is if there's going to be a discrepancy in a bill, in the statutes, he's finna find it and fix it. So he just made sure that there's no discrepancies or anything with the wordage in our Constitution. I think this sounds great. I voted in favor for this during committee, so I'm going to do the same, and I hope y'all do it too. With that, move to vote.
There's no motion to move to vote. And a second. Any objections? Seeing none, we are now in voting procedures. With a vote count of 43-1-0, Constitutional Amendment 5701 passes second reading. Bills, Internal Bill 5713, Senate reapportionment. Senator Escobar, you have 5 minutes whenever you're ready.
Good evening, Senate. So if you didn't know, each year the Elections and Appointments Committee introduces a Senate reapportionment bill based on the data and statistics and numbers given by the Analytics and Integrating Planning through UCF. These numbers were recently posted, and therefore this bill was introduced based on those numbers. So if you take a look at the table, the total amount of Senate seats for the 58th session will be 72. Even though the the population is 70,989 because of the way we allocate seats, giving a seat, giving 1,000 seats within each college a seat. This is what the number comes out to. Feel free to double check these numbers on analytics.ucf.edu. But this bill was passed in committee. We also in committee amended the table to move undergraduate studies under the College of Community Innovation and Education, because that's what's been done in the university. So that's where the School of Interdisciplinary Studies is currently housed in CCIE. So we moved that population under CCIE. And I yield my time for questioning.
All right, we are now in a period of questioning. Are there any questions? E.L.E. Reed?
Yeah, just a quick question. Off the top of your head, do you know which colleges either gained or lost seats?
Off the top of my head, I do not. I do know that, of course, CCIE gained seats. I do believe business admin as well. But we can... No, I do not know for the rest. Sorry.
Are there any other questions? Is that a question? Is there a motion to move to debate? Oh, wait, perfect. Troy Hernandez.
I was going to say I know the answer because I looked through. It's business gained a seat, grad studies gained a seat, CCS gained a seat, CHIPS gained a seat, College of Medicine gained a seat, and that's it.
Yeah, perfect. Chair Gaudio.
It's the apportionment bill. What is there to say? I move for this bill to be approved.
There's been a motion to approve this bill by general consent. Are there any objections? Seeing none, Internal Bill 5713 passes second reading. Chair Gaudio.
I move to see Constitutional Amendment 5702 on second reading.
There's been a motion to
object.
see. Okay. Then that motion will not be seen. Chair Frola.
I'm gonna ask, for that motion, wouldn't the objection stop us from even voting on the motion? Because I believe in statutes, it's the motion would need a simple majority to be to put the amendment onto the second reading. So wouldn't the objection simply to say, hey, we're not even going to vote on that?
Yes. And there is also no second, so that motion will not be seen. Resolutions. Resolution 5706, updates to Senate Rule 6, policy regarding AI use in writing and measures. Chair Barilla, you have 5 minutes whenever you're ready.
Awesome. Hello, Senate. This bill is pretty self-explanatory. It just specifies that any senator that uses AI in the listed ways will have to disclose that AI use in the penultimate whereas clause, which means second to last for those who don't know. And the main reason for this bill is because luckily not this session, but past sessions, including when I was an SJLCer, I've had senators brag basically about how much AI they use for their bills. Like, you know, I've written 20 proclamations and they're all AI. It's so easy. And that's just not right. It's just not right at all. We're elected by our constituents to write the legislation, and there's an expectation that when we're elected that we are going to be the ones writing legislation. I don't think the student body in their mind is saying, I can't wait for this senator to use ChatGPT to write whatever legislation they're going to write. ChatGPT is not elected, you all are. So I believe you all have a duty to your constituents as well as to us, the student senate, to disclose when you use AI in the writing of your bills. I specified some ways to use AI that must be disclosed within the sensitive text of the bill, and I also left it open to, but not limited to, just in case AI develops in a way that, you know, we don't expect right now, because AI is a very fast-moving technology. And then I also included a provision that says that in order to face disciplinary action from this language, the evidence of AI use must be clear and convincing, because the current standard of evidence for all student government hearings, like impeachments, judicial hearings, is preponderance of evidence, which is essentially 51% sure that whatever is being accused of happened, which I believe is a bit too low for this, because AI, you know, is very kind of dodgy, you know, like, you know, if it is really AI, it's just kind of weirdly written, and AI detectors can be a bit shoddy. So I just want to make sure that, you know, whoever is brought under these sort of charges that AI has been used, that we are 100% sure, or that we are almost 100% sure that they have used AI, and it's mainly to kind of get ahead of people bragging that they used AI or people using AI in the office openly, which I have seen in past sessions. So this isn't bills that's supposed to be levied against people who sound like they may use AI or there's suspicions of use of AI. And then also, if you don't know, the disciplinary action that you'll be subject to is the same disciplinary action as breaking any rule. So title the impeachment statutes and the accountability statutes. I yield a question.
All right, we're now in a period of questioning. Are there any questions? I will go Senator Metellus, D.C. Capinos, and then Senator Green.
So for clarification, this is just requiring that if AI is used, that it's like noted and clarified, or is this banning that AI is used for legislation?
That's noted and clarified because I think just banning it, that seems a bit blunt. I think that if you really want to use AI, like it's a good tool for life, but it needs to be disclosed because that is not 100% your work.
Right, D.C. Capinos.
Also for clarification, in 6.04, Section B, Part 2, use of generative AI to edit and refine language contained within a measure that is not grammatical in nature. Is that specifying that if we use AI to correct grammatical errors, that we also have to include that we use AI within that? Or is that excluding grammatical errors is the only exclusion?
Yeah, that is meant to explicitly exclude grammar and spelling changes. Like Grammarly is like fine to use. I don't think there's anything wrong with using Grammarly and using whatever AI you use to spell check or grammar check you. That's fine. That provision is meant to be like if you say paste a bill into ChatGPT, say, hey, refine this for me, or like cut 20 words or something, or say reward this, that would be what would fall into this provision.
Senator Green.
Yeah. So as a member of the ORS committee, I want to ask, when you wrote this legislation, did you intend that it would also apply to fiscal legislation as well?
Yeah, fiscal legislation is also legislation. There are also bills.
All right, Senator Lipner.
For the usage of the words large language model versus generative AI, was that intentional? And do you understand the difference between the two?
Yeah, large language models are chatbots like ChatGPT. Generative AI is just any sort of artificial intelligence that can generate new concepts through pulling different information from across the internet.
All right, are there any other questions? Senator Escobar.
Would this include, like, when you look up something on Google, like say when writing a proclamation, you want information about a certain event, would that include the little like blurb that kind of comes out from like searching up a question?
Let me review the exact language of the bill again. I don't believe so, and if so, that's not the intention of the bill. Give me a moment, my computer is being annoying. Yeah, so it's not how the bill is intended. In theory, you can say that that is, use of generative AI. I think intention matters here. Like, I intended to use Google, and that would very, very, very much is not likely to meet the clear and convincing threshold needed to have the disciplinary action.
Senator Riggett.
My question is, the whole point of AI is to kind of generate what a person kind of wants. But realistically speaking, unless somebody confesses that it uses AI, is there any other indicators that you can kind of give us or point to us that would tell if a piece of legislation or anything was actually written by AI, if no one said any or nobody was none the wiser?
Obviously those AI detectors are pretty shoddy. But in theory, they could get better in the future, but I don't really want to rely on them. I think that there is, there have been times in the past when, not legislation specifically, but things that have been released by the student government that have been very clearly AI. AI has a very specific tone to it, and it kind of likes to, especially if you just copy and paste, it kind of likes to segment its information in a very certain way, like with very specific spacing, stuff like that. So kind of egregious examples where it's very clearly copy and paste. But other than that, no, this bill really isn't supposed to stop, it's supposed to stop AI use, but it really is supposed to have a lever for us to pull if we ever see like explicit AI use that's like egregious, right? It's not meant to, levy against people that like might use AI because it sounds kind of weird.
All right, there is 30 seconds left in questioning. Senator Lipner.
Motion to extend questioning time by 2 minutes.
There's been a motion to extend questioning time by 2 minutes.
Second.
And a second. Any objections? Seeing none. Vice Chair Wanjin.
Present and voting.
Vice Chair Wanjin, present and voting, so noted at 8:39 p.m. Are there any other questions? Senator Lipner and then Senator Green.
I guess an easier way to answer or ask Senator Ricketts' question would be, how would you prove that someone did not use AI to write a bill?
Yeah, I think it would just be like a lot of like, hey, I didn't do it. Here's my own language. Like if you write bills in the past, you can present, hey, this is why I sound like, this is why I write like other pieces of writing, other pieces of writing that we've done in college. Again, I will emphasize that the clear and obvious standard of proof is very high. It's like 75 to 80%. It's the only thing. The only thing higher is beyond a reasonable doubt, which is what we use in our criminal trials, which I'm not going to put in this bill because that's not proper. But yeah, you basically, if you can find basically one shred of evidence that could be even a little bit accepted, then you should be clear.
Right. Senator Green.
Yeah, I should have further clarified my last question because at least with the language in this bill, it's pertaining mainly to the language of the bill itself. I should have clarified. I was asking in regard to, let's say, for example, if a member of the CRT committee wants to use AI to calculate the cost of a trip, would that be like, would they have to disclose that as well?
I don't know if that's common practice. I mean, I know that usually I use a calculator to add up numbers. No, that's not supposed to be a joke. That's just what I use. I don't imagine that would ever be a common practice. And no, I would say that generate the text is pretty explicit, like especially like the text, like letters.
We are in formal procedure, so please be professional. Are there any other questions? Seeing none, we are now in a period of debate. Is there any debate on this bill? Senator Benesh, ELA Reed, and then I will go Chair Gadu.
I'm begrudgingly voting in favor of this bill. The reason I say begrudgingly is because everybody's counter questions kind of got me thinking like, this can really go down like some slippery slope. With that being said, I do feel like it's very clear that if you are, it's like not barring anybody from using AI. I feel like a lot of people kind of had that in their brain, like, oh, we're not going to be able to use AI, freak this. But in reality, like, it's just saying that you need to, disclose your usage of AI. It's not barring it. It's not really banning it. It's just saying like, hey, if you use ChatGPT, put a little clause like right before the end of the bill that says that you're using it. I don't think it's that big of a deal, but I do believe that if this does go on to pass third reading next week, we might need some amendments to kind of change some of the wording so it's less susceptible to getting changed around, if that makes sense. Yeah, I'll be voting in favor.
All right, make sure we're using proper language. ELA Reed.
So I'm pretty hit or miss on this bill. I will say I understand and I do agree with the sentiments of what the bill is saying. However, the way that it is portrayed currently, I feel like leaves a lot of gaps for people to just kind of go around the rules, I believe, personally. So that's kind of the biggest thing that I have trouble with. I do think, using AI is inevitable as much as I choose not to use it myself personally. And so I think it can be used as a tool, not necessarily a way to do all our work for us. So, we need to be evolving with the times, if you will. However, I do kind of worry that people are going to just find ways to still use AI without disclosing it. Although I do trust everyone in this chamber that they wouldn't do that. You never know. So that's the only thing that I do kind of have concerns about regarding this bill.
Chair Gaudio.
So there's a lot of kind of back and forth. I have a firm opinion. I'm voting against this because I very much question the enforceability of this resolution. I'm not talking about going down the rabbit hole of baseless accusations getting thrown around. But what I will get into is, how do you find a violation of this rule if they don't blatantly admit it or show it off in the office? In order for a rule to properly serve as a rule, there has to be some sort of enforcement mechanism to find the people who are breaking that rule, rather than it being just sort of a performative thing. Well, not performative, but something that's on the books, but you can't really do anything about unless someone just comes out and says, yeah, I'm doing it. Yeah, I'm not writing it down. So I believe that within our rules, it sets a bit of a poor standard of what constitutes a rule. And so I will be voting against this.
All right. Does anybody else wish to speak in debate? Senator Lipner?
May I retain?
You may.
In general, I am one of AI's biggest haters, but also users. I think that AI is a tool that can be misused very easily. And while this bill is well-intentioned, I fear it won't be enough to combat AI's usage in a impactful manner. If we wanted to truly discuss AI usage, I think a proclamation or more general Senate rule in general discussing how we should be using AI or the general priorities involving AI would be more helpful. As what other senators have said, this bill lacks accountability and there's not a strong way to enforce it. And so I'll be voting against this. Thank you.
All right. Are there any other pieces of debate on this resolution? Chair Gaudio?
Move to vote.
There's been a motion to move to vote. And a second. Any objections? Seeing none, we are now on voting procedures. With a vote count of 24 to 20 to 1, internal bill, Resolution 5706 passes second reading. Next, we have Resolution 5707, updates to Senate Rule 5, caucus report updates. Chair Hernandez, you have 5 minutes whenever you're ready.
Okay, one little thing before I begin. The reason the Arab caucus is not on this is because currently in statutes it's not on there, but the AG knows and is currently in the process of fixing that. But whole general gist is that because we have expanded caucuses to like all branches within student government, it's more so kind of making meetings more efficient by creating a caucus forum where caucuses want to report something, they can just kind of add them to a forum. And so that kind of just means like, it creates more thought of like, okay, do I have something to like announce this meeting, especially with like upcoming events and all that jazz, and I yield.
All right, we're now in a period of questioning. Are there any questions? Pro Temp Hamid and then Chair Varela.
I believe you were asked this in committee, but since then, were you able to find the vote count from the bill that was doing the same thing from the 56 session that failed?
No.
Chair Varela?
Yeah, I was just gonna ask, is there a reason you feel the need to bring this issue up again, considering it was seen last session?
I mean, for me, it's just more so like creating efficiency, especially with like caucuses like being expanded, especially when we come from like 8 to like 10 this year. So,
Pro Temp Hamid, and then Chair Okuda, and then Chair Varela.
I'm pretty sure you were also asked this in committee, but since then, have you communicated to any other caucus leadership about this change?
No.
Chair Okuda?
Do you feel like currently caucus reports like have any reason to be underformed? Like, do you think that the way that the reports are done right now are inefficient and that's why you need to establish a more efficient structure?
Sort of, yeah. Especially we're like in the beginning of like the session, it was just more like nothing really to say.
Chair Varela?
Yeah, I was just gonna ask because committees like the scholarship committee and the ACNF committee are also not part of Senate, quote unquote. Would you support removing their announcement from the agenda?
As far as I'm concerned, so like you're asking to like remove like NSF and scholarship like out of the agenda?
Yeah, I'm asking, I'm mainly getting to the point that, is this more of a thing before time, or do you think it's not proper to have entities that are not a part of Senate have dedicated Senate announcement times?
I'm trying to formulate a thought. Give me a minute. It's like more so that they're not entities. It's more so that like I don't know how to describe it, but like I'm sorry, I cannot like form like an actual Korean thought.
All right, and then if you wish to just answer that on Teams, you may. Senator Metellus?
Move to debate.
There's been a motion to move to debate and a second. Any objections? Seeing none, we are now in debate. I will go Senator Smith, ELA Reed, Senator Benesh.
Yeah, I will be voting in negation of this bill. I feel like as it came up last session, the efficiency to me doesn't seem like it really does anything. We are allowed to put none under the announcements and just skip right over them if need be. Also, because caucus is spread now and some of the caucuses aren't in Senate, someone else can always read out the announcements if that is a pertinent issue.
ELA Reed?
Yeah, so I'm very much against this bill. I would like to point out that 4 caucuses just simply put no, that they had no announcements today. So I don't believe that there is a need for a caucus forum. I think we're fine just the way that we are. And if a caucus doesn't have anything to say, then they simply don't say it. And therefore, I think it is valuable to have our caucuses share their news and updates so that we're all involved as a branch and as student government as a whole. Thank you.
Senator Benesh?
I'm going to echo the sentiments of my fellow senators, and I'm going to say I'm voting in negation. I'm a caucus chair, so I feel like I have a unique perspective, and I don't even be speaking half the time. Y'all know I come in late every single day, but I feel like it's important for every single caucus to have their own time to, speak about their events or speak about what type of advocacy they're doing. Yeah, I don't see the point in creating a forum. Like, we let executives speak and they're not technically in Senate. So I don't see the point of this at all.
Okay, with 3 in negation, are there any in affirmation? Okay, Chair Gaudio and then Vice Chair Wanjin.
I'm going to approach this from a completely different perspective because I feel as though everyone, honestly, including the author of the bill, is kind of taking an approach different from my mindset, because the way I see it is what it would kind of do is it would just kind of bring the structure of the agenda in line with everything else, because caucuses got reports when they were part of Senate. And, we have all of our offices in Senate give report, every single person. But if they're not in Senate outside of, branch heads, AKA cabinet, it's just a cabinet forum. Caucuses are outside of Senate now. And so I think just making it like cabinet, making it a forum. Also, cabinet's required to give a report once a month. I think that it would be kind of nice to just make it a caucus forum and put in Title 14, they have to report at least once a month, just to kind of bring it in line with everything else. So those are just my thoughts.
Vice Chair Wanjin?
Very similar thoughts to Chair Gaudio. This doesn't do anything negative. Caucuses can still make reports if they would like to. We're not taking any time away from them. It cleans up the agenda and gets rid of a bunch of nuns from organizations that aren't technically a part of Senate. And I will note that a lot of the individuals that have reports always in the agenda are required statutorily to give reports. I have a really bad migraine right now, so I have not checked to see if that's the case for like ANSF and scholarship. I don't think it is, so that is a decent point from Senator Varela. But I think that this cleans up the agenda, still allows all the caucuses to have their reports as they see fit, but also kind of gets rid of the expectation that they have to give a report if they're here. That can sometimes be can feel like a requirement if you have a report just like always on the agenda.
Okay, does anybody else wish to speak in debate? Senator Benesh?
Move to vote.
There's been a motion to move to vote and a second. Any objections? Seeing none, we are now in voting procedures. Okay, with a vote count of 13 to 32 to 1, Resolution 5707 does not pass second reading. Proclamation 5706, proclamation recognizing September 15th, 2025 through October 15th, 2025 as Hispanic Heritage Month. Senator Escobar, you have 5 minutes whenever you're ready.
Thank you. At first, I just want to say happy Hispanic Heritage Month to everyone. If you don't know, September 15th through October 15th are recognized nationally and across our state, across our nation as Hispanic Heritage Month. This started in 1968 as a week-long celebration and was extended to a month-long celebration, which celebrates Hispanic heritage, culture, art, and all the contributions that this population has made to the United States of America. This celebration coincides with the independence days of Hispanic countries like Costa Rica, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, and Nicaragua. And it also pays respects to the independence days of Mexico and Chile. So some quick facts: the Hispanic population of the United States as of 2024 has surpassed 65.62 million, making up 19.5% of the US population, and in the state of Florida makes up 26% of the population, making it the largest ethnic minority group in the United States. As someone who is Hispanic and a descendant of immigrants, I want to emphasize how important it is to pay respects to the millions of immigrants who have immigrated to this country and contributed meaningfully to the culture, economy, and the overall well-being of this country, the state, and the UCF community. UCF also prides itself on being a Hispanic Serving Institute, which is a federally designated label because we serve over 30%, and over 30% of our population is Hispanic or Latino. In 2021, UCF received the Seal of Excelencia, which is like a designation that we are graduating Hispanic students at a good rate. And we also have different initiatives here like La Casa, Crear Futuros, and Nuestra Celebración. And UCF and our student government is committed to highlighting the diversity and excellence of our Latin Hispanic students through acknowledging and celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month. I yield my time.
All right, we're now in a period of questioning. Are there any questions about this proclamation? Seeing none, we are now in a period of debate. Does anybody wish to speak in debate? Senator Lipner?
Motion to see my amendments.
That AIP, that's just changing it to what it is, right?
Yes.
Okay, I will see those as technicals. Is there any debate on this proclamation? Senator Lipner?
Question for the bill writer, if I may.
You may.
I'm seeing on UCF Facts 2024-2025 that the Hispanic Latino count was 30.2%. Can you clarify where you got that 31.04%?
Yes, I got it from I believe it says in the whereas clause, the Analytics and Integrating Planning Report.
All right, Senator Lipner?
Yeah, I'm looking on the data that they published, and I'm pretty sure it's not matching.
Is this another question, or are you just answering?
Both.
Okay. Is there any debate on this proclamation? Seeing none, we are now in voting procedures. With a vote count of 44 to 0, Proclamation 5706 passes second reading. Chair Gaudio?
I move to take all tabled business off the table.
There has been a motion to take the fiscal bills off of the table. Is there a second? All right. Any objections? Seeing none, is there a motion to move back to notice of legislation on second reading? All right. So fiscal bills 5716, 17, and 18, funding for the American Institute of Aeronautics and Astronautics to host the vertical takeoff and landing UAV experimental project at the University of Central Florida on April 4th, 2026. Chair Gaudio, you have 5 minutes whenever you're ready. Give me just a second so I can pull up the presentation. Your video whenever.
All righty, excellent, folks. I'm sure most of you remember these people. This is the American Institute for Aeronautics and Astronautics at UCF, and this is more bills. Next slide. So for a little refresher for our new people or people who may not remember, this is one of the largest AIAA student chapters in the nation. The student chapter for AIAA is the professional organization for aerospace engineers across the United States, as well as outside of America, surprisingly. They do design projects throughout the year. They do networking events. Great time. Next slide. So the first project that they're requesting funding for is for their vertical takeoff and landing project. So this is a new experimental project that they are starting this year with the idea to build a plane that's a vertical takeoff and landing plane that's capable of autonomous flight. Big emphasis on the research and development of this. They have people from non-mechanical aerospace majors helping with this. Super cool project. VTOL's really difficult to get right, so very impressive. This is their budget. They are asking in total for $1,934.76. That is their budget. So of course SG will cover half of that. Next slide. Aviation design. So I actually used to run this project. They do this every year. It's a year-long project where teams design, build, and fly an RC drone every year. It's so fun. It's overseen by the VTOL aircraft as well. It is overseen by leads that are AMA certified, which is the organization that oversees amateur model airplane flying, so they understand safety. And you learn CAD software, you work, it's this great big project. It's so fun. And they're asking for $2,700. Well, all right. Whatever. $2,765.24 to run the project for the academic year, split in half. So we would cover half of that. There are currently 18 teams with 100 members. That's a lot of people, folks. Here's a budget breakdown. So here it says $2,831.80. I believe this is an updated number from the RSO because some prices shifted since, I believe, FAO. Oh. Next project. Oh, there it is. Sorry. All right. Next project. Project Horizon. So this is their second experimental project that they are doing for the year. This is a new rocketry project with the idea of launching to 45,000 feet, beating UCF's current record. They want to get a live video of the Earth's curvature. Of course, have fun, be safe. They want to go out to Kansas, where there is a flight field they're going to use with a 50,000-foot waiver to send this rocket. Isn't that incredible? I can't even picture 45,000 feet in your head. You can't. It's just so high. So in total, they are requesting, hang on, they have an updated number. It was $7,196.69 is the final price as of 5:02. So it's not quite updated here. So it's split apart into subsections. This is their propulsion budget. Motors are expensive. Next slide. This is their, I forgot which one this was. I think this was their airframe. It's their, yeah, this is their airframe budget. So next slide. This is their electronics. Next slide. This is their testing and payload requests. So the next slide shows how it all comes together for their big total amount. So now the reason the amounts changed is because there were some products they were wanting to buy that went out of stock. So they had to find alternatives. Some prices shifted. That's why that happened. So that is all. Before I yield, I have one more quick note. So the motors that they want to order have, I think it's like a 21, 22 week lead time. And they want these they want the motors by April. So ideally, it would be good if we could see this on second and third reading today. So with that, I will now yield.
All right, we are now in a period of questioning. Are there any questions? I will go Chair Lucht, D-Leg Kaufman, and then Senator Rickett.
On 5718, I know we discussed in FAO that the $3,187 for propulsion system was going to be increased to $3,387 for the propulsion system. Is that still the case? Because I remember that the representative said that they were going to add the $200 there.
So I will double check with the RSO real quick. I have them on speed dial right now. So it was the
propulsion system.
Yeah.
For the high power rocket.
Yes, it's just, yeah. Okay. I'll ask.
All right, D-Leg Kaufman.
That was my question.
Okay, and then Senator Rickett.
Two questions, if I may, Madam Speaker.
You may.
My first question is, has any other government agencies been consulted, like the county or the FAA?
So that's actually what that 50,000 foot waiver is. In order to launch rockets, high power rockets, you need to, above a certain altitude, you need to have a waiver from the Federal Aviation Administration. And so the field that they are flying at has a waiver for that day for up to 50,000 feet. So the FAA knows this is happening. They know there's going to be rockets going up that high. And this field, the field that they're using, it's a proper field. It has insurance. So presumably it is being done in accordance with government ordinances.
Okay, my second question is, has there been a risk assessment done for this project?
Could you repeat that question? My apologies.
Has there been a risk assessment done for safety on this project?
So there has been a risk assessment they look at, because motors are flammable. You have to get the motor there. They have this. So while this particular project they haven't done before, this organization has been doing rockets since long before I started attending this university. And so they are familiar with all of the risks and are adequately prepared.
Are there any other questions? Chair Lucht?
I just had a small one. Is their goal 45,000 feet or 50,000 feet? Because I know they have a clearance.
The goal is 45,000 feet. The waiver is up to 50,000.
All right, are there any other questions? Vice Chair Wanjin and then Senator Lipner.
This is a question to whoever can answer it because it's not like about the numbers. I see that it got added to all the other bills that I wasn't here for. What is the point of this clause in the last be it further enacted clause that's mentioning disclosing all items purchased with the funds of the RSO, given that that's what a VPF is for, and it seems kind of redundant?
Chair Barola, you can answer that one.
Yeah, this is something that was from ROS and was agreed upon by the fiscal chairs in the Pro Tem's office. There's just been issues recently of some RSOs not submitting all of their expenditures, thinking that they can just submit like their contribution. If they spend over their contribution, they're fine. They don't submit those items. But there's issues of like some items not being able to be accepted, so bring them below their contribution amount, which makes ROS's job harder when they go fishing for more receipts. So this is just making very explicitly clear that you must have all of the items you purchase with RSO funds on the VPF, just so that there is no room for question for the RSOs.
Righty, Chair Gaudio.
I have an answer for the FAO chair and the DLEG now. So, and I quote, it said, it wasn't a complete $200. I believe they might have added to payloads. I'm honestly not 100% sure because I told them to finalize it and they did. So whatever numbers changed are what's final. Something might have changed in propulsion. Something might have changed in payload due to a supplier running out. I think those were the main two. So basically, whatever the updated numbers are, those are the numbers.
All right, are there any other questions for this block? Senator Lipner.
When you're saying those are the numbers, you mean the numbers in the presentation or the numbers on the bill?
In the presentation.
Senator Lipner?
Can whoever's controlling the presentations go back to those numbers, please?
Which numbers?
It would be the spreadsheet ones.
All of them?
It would just be the HPR ones. So if you just went to like the table that has like it just kind of that one. And if there are questions on what's being bought for a particular subcomponent, you can go to that particular slide.
All right, Senator Green?
So, sort of in a similar vein to Senator Ricketts' previous question, because 45 kilometers. Oh my God, 45 kilometers is like almost to the mesosphere. So I wanted to ask, like, how exactly is the rocket being navigated?
So it's 45,000 feet, not 45 kilometers.
Oh, my bad.
However,
All right, do not speak out of turn, please. Continue, Gaudio.
So I am not personally entirely familiar. However, you do not. So I am familiar with rockets of this scale. You don't really need a guidance system because part of the FAA waiver process is, depending how high your waiver is, you need to have cleared land in a certain radius around it so that, you know, the rocket can come down and it won't, you know, hit a cow or something or someone's car. So I will check with them because, again, speed dial. However, it should not be a safety concern.
Okay, questioning time has elapsed. Is there a motion? Okay. Seeing no motion, we are now in debate. We are now in debate on this block. I see that there are numbers that have been changed. Chair Lush?
Motion to see my amendments on
There's-
5718.
There's been a motion to see Chair Lush's amendments on 5718. Is there a second? Okay, you have 2 minutes whenever you're ready.
This is just updating all the numbers to reflect what they put up there.
All right, we are now in a period of questioning. Are there any questions? Vice Chair Wunschel?
Can you check your math for dividing the total cost by 2? Because the numbers you have don't add up unless I can't do math, which is very possible right now.
It's 7,169.69 divided by 2, and I got 3,584.
All right, are there any other questions? Seeing none, we are now in a period of debate. Does anybody wish to speak in debate? Senator McNulty.
I just want to say, as someone that currently interned at NASA KSC, kind of to add on why they have a certain radius and why it's such a high altitude.
Point of order. We are discussing an amendment to the bill, not the bill itself. I do not believe this is germane to the amendment.
Yes, we are currently talking about the numbers that are being changed on 5718. If you wish to speak in debate after we vote on this amendment.
My apologies.
Is there any debate on these numbers? Seeing none, we are now in voting procedures. The vote count of 44 to 0, these amendments have passed. We are still in debate over the fiscal bills as a whole. Senator McNulty, did you want to go to speak what you were going to say in debate before?
Yeah, sorry. So again, just to add on, the reason why they have a wide radius and why they're going out to Kansas kind of goes similar to like why KSC is the way it's built. Each building is built miles apart for a reason, in case there is an incident where, you know, God forbid, a rocket just takes out multiple buildings at once. We don't want more casualties. So that's why they go out to Kansas for that. Also, this club is one of the reasons why it defines Space U itself for UCF. This is one, like he said, it's one of the largest clubs. So I vote in favor of supporting this organization. And,
Okay, Chair Gaudio.
So with regards to the control or safety systems, I reached out, and so I was told it does have a roll control, and they plan on having a recovery system beyond the parachute systems. I am not entirely sure what that system is, but there are, of course, there's the parachute systems, which there's usually redundant parachutes. You have your drogue chutes, you have your main chutes, and the rocket is being explicitly designed with a very high factor of safety. So, yeah.
All right. Does anybody else wish to speak in debate? Senator Lipner?
May I return?
You may.
Yeah, it's hard to find a project like this that has such a high impact in terms of students that it supports. AIAA does incredible work, and these projects will each have at least 100 students touching it in one way or another. I think this is really great work, and I'm super, super glad to see that the budgetary breakdowns have clear links to every single thing. It's a good thing to see, and makes me very, very happy. So I'll be voting in favor, and I urge you to do the same.
All right. Your motion?
Move to vote.
There's been a motion to vote and a second. Any objections? Seeing none, we are now in voting procedures over the block of 57, 16, 17, 18. Yes. With a vote count of 44 to 0 to 1, this block passes second reading. Chair Gaudio?
I move for these fiscal bills to be considered approved on third reading.
There's been a motion to consider these bills, this block approved on third reading by general consent. Are there any objections? Seeing none, this block is approved on third reading. Okay, back to Senate Forum. Banesh?
I know y'all been waiting for this. Anyway, since I wasn't here for my caucus announcements, I just want everybody to know that our fall Pride Market has been rescheduled to October 23rd. That's a Thursday from 9 to 5. So if you guys want to help out some queer businesses and get a bunch of gay stuff, like come out, enjoy yourself. It was a big hit last year. Also, please cheer on our double rec pickleball team for our first game tomorrow at 6:15. It's going to be, who's going to be there? It's going to be me, Senator O. Smith, McNulty, and Titarescu. We also have, Spurdy, I can't pronounce your last name, girl. I'm sorry. But yeah, we have a big team. I don't know how it's going to work, but pop out, bring some energy for us because we are not good yet.
Yay, pickleball! And before I give the floor to ELA Reed, let me say how proud I am of you guys. You guys were very, very professional today and very good impression for the SGLCers. I'm so proud. Okay, and then ELA Reed, you have the floor.
Hey guys, it's nice seeing you from this side of the room. So as you can, wait, is this on? Okay.
Yes.
As you can tell, I'm here to talk to you today about President's Leadership Council, a organization that I am very, very proud to be a part of. So you'll learn a little bit more about it and why you should join or apply. I'm sorry. I have a little video for you all. Sorry. That's okay. You guys can read, right? It's okay.
As ambassadors to the president of the university, acting as an extension of the presidency. You'll find them representing UCF at various presidential events such as appreciation receptions, University Board of Trustees, and the State Board of Governors functions, commencement, and in the President's Suite at campus sporting events.
So my favorite aspect about being on PLC is getting to help run commencement. It's one of the first events we get to do as PLC members. So that means that it's the first event that you really get to work alongside everyone and see how we work together cohesively to help make sure that commencement runs smoothly. And we also get to see all the behind the scenes aspects. We also get to enjoy great food, and it's something that we get to participate in every semester. So it's a great opportunity to also get those service hours towards the university.
Beyond UCF, you will find PLC alumni working in fields from technology to law.
My name is Amy Maitner Medina, and I act as legal counsel for Signature Aviation, a global aviation company with the largest network of fixed-based operations in the world. Being on PLC gave me the rare ability to interact and meet with university officials and open doors for me that weren't previously possible. PLC helped me gain confidence in myself to aspire towards bigger goals and eventually apply to law school.
One of the biggest things UCF and PLC taught me is how important it is to speak up for the arts and education community. And PLC really gave me a platform to be able to do that in a setting that made a massive impact. Also, I was able to have a lot more self-confidence and be able to talk about the issues I was super passionate about.
The impact and reach of PLC extends beyond your experiences at UCF. You'll learn skills and lessons that you'll carry for the rest of your professional career.
You should join PLC because you'll get to experience university in a different way than you'll do in any other setting.
The application cycle begins in the beginning of the spring semester. Here are a few of the requirements of being on PLC. You will need to have 60 or more credit hours and an overall GPA of 3.0. You can always follow us on Instagram or visit our website for recruitment events, application requirements, and contact information.
Thank you. I actually didn't realize how long that video was, so I'm sorry about that. So yeah, that basically summed it up. So PLC, we serve alongside the president to represent UCF and his constituents. We work alongside a lot of the leaders here at UCF, whether they're board of trustees, board of governors, the deans of your colleges, provost, vice presidents, all very, very significant people here at the university. Through PLC, we learn about leadership, academic achievement, extracurricular activity, and service to the community. Those are the type of people, that we want on PLC on council, just like you all being involved on campus. And we serve to be effective ambassadors for the mission of the university. So what do we do? Just a little bit. We facilitate presidential events such as, any type of event that's held at the Cartwright's house. We're there. We help run those. We also host guests during football games in the president's suites. We're working behind the scenes at commencement ceremony, which is one of my favorite events to work because it's a lot of fun. You get to see how everything runs, mingle with some cool people. We also attend groundbreaking. So the groundbreaking that did just happen for the College of Nursing, we were there. Again, Burnett House events, VIP campus tours. So anytime we have VIPs in there, whether their children want to apply to UCF or they're about to be a part of the UCF family, we can go and we can take them around. Also community service, we do events such as Relay for Life and a lot of different community service aspects. It differs from year to year, but we have some cool events coming up for community service. So I'm very excited for that, and I know we are too. So then what are some of the benefits? So a lot of professional development. We have a ton of networking engagements. On Tuesday, during our meeting, we got to network with some of our top UCF officials. So I got to talk to most of your deans, as well as the newest provost, Cartwright and his wife, and a lot of the other university vice presidents. And we got to network, chat, just get to know each other very well. Also, public speaking opportunities. We do, get to speak a lot in events. I get to speak to you all, which is great. And then we get professional headshots. We also get business cards, which if you want my card, let me know. And we also have a lot of workshops. So later this month, we are meeting with the CEO of Universal. We get to talk to a lot of really, really cool people like that. Also, you get a professional suit. That is like the big thing that a lot of people love to be a part of. So we went to Dillard's. We got our suits fitted and everything. That was really fun. Get t-shirts, polo shirts, gold lapel pen, and a stipend each semester of $500 semester, so that runs up to $1,000 for the year. Another thing they didn't mention, but I like to tell you all, you also get a letter of recommendation from President Cartwright for whatever you need it for. Usually grad school is what most people use it for. So then eligibility, junior or even sophomores, as long as you have that 60 plus credit hour, graduate students are eligible. Senator Terry Fawcett is also a part of PLC. She's not here right now, but she's one of our graduate students. You have to have a 3.0 plus GPA, full-time student, and be able to demonstrate leadership abilities throughout various involvements. So again, I got in because I'm a part of student government, and also I work other jobs here on campus, and I'm very involved as a student. I was an orientation leader. I worked for UCF Athletics. So, stuff like that can really benefit you. And then just show that you are really passionate and have a lot of school spirit for UCF, and you bleed black and gold, if you will. So, okay. So yeah, that's just another little tidbit about what we do. So we do a big retreat every year. This year we got to go to Fun Spot, and that was very fun. And yeah, you get to make a whole new group of friends, which was very exciting. I've gotten very close with my PLC members, which has been awesome. Get to know alumni really well, presidential dinners, and interact with UCF and community leaders. And so yeah, it's not a huge time commitment. If you go to the next slide, please. So it seems like a lot of hours, but they do spread it out really, really nicely so that you're not trying to get all 75 hours at once. And then, as you can see, there's a ton of different ways that these hours are earned, whether it's service events, like I attended Board of Trustees on Monday, so I got hours for that, commencement, faculty recognition events, football, grad walk, groundbreakings, luminary awards. We also have bi-weekly meetings that you can get points for, and our workshops you get points for, and retreats you get points for. So there's a lot of opportunities for points. And again, you need 75 points between the summer and December to get $500. And then from all of spring semester, you need 50 points, and then you get an additional $500. And then there are some mandatory events, so commencements, retreat, and bi-weekly meetings. You do have to attend those, but you get notice way, way ahead of time about when those dates are, so you can plan accordingly. And yeah, so who are we looking for? We want people who love UCF, are willing to share their story with VIPs and guests at the university, strive to make significant impact, and embody the value of the UCF Creed, which I know you all do. So yeah, our applications don't open till January. So we do a lot of workshops leading up to it. So we have a resume workshop, and then the applications open, and then we have a panel so you can meet people like me who are on PLC, and you get to know their stories about why they joined PLC. We do a speed networking event, and then you have a month until applications close. Then we do an orientation and a council retreat. So if you have any questions or you want to know more, the next slide will show you who you can contact and how you can contact. So I suggest following us on Instagram or going to our websites. And then, yeah, you can reach out to our recruitment directors, which are Mackenzie King and Megan Bailey, and they can teach you and help you a little bit more with our recruitment. Or, of course, guys, you can just always ask me. I'm more than happy to answer any questions. So, yeah, that's all I have. If you guys have any questions, I don't want to take up any more of your time, so you can just ask me after the meeting. Thank you.
Okay. Senate my mouse. Okay, there it is. Okay, Senate deliberation, non-advisors report. Shane?
Good evening, everyone. I was going to do this last meeting, but I forgot to. I want to do a huge shout out to Ryan Kaufman for all of his work that he did to support my transition here, in addition to help kind of making some of the processes more efficient. So thank you, Ryan, for your support on that. The other thing that I want to do is to let you all know that I've spent a lot of time trying to catch up and make sure the website is up to date, to make sure that people's minutes are there, to make sure that all of the Senate roster and the caucus and committee sheets are up to date. So please go ahead and take a look at those. And if there's any changes that I did not get or I missed, please let me know so I can take care of those right away. But hopefully, in many ways, we should be caught up on a lot of the stuff that that hadn't been done in the past. So Hopefully that will continue to be maintained very quickly and right away instead of waiting for a while as we move forward in the future. So, but that is all that I had. Good luck on your all's retreat. Have fun with that. Unfortunately, because of the scheduling, I'm not going to be able to be there. I may pop my head in once in a while, but please take that moment to continue to get to know each other and learn more about the process and your roles. So good luck on that.
All right. Any questions for Shane? Seeing none. Miscellaneous business. Resignations. I hereby resign Shivy Jain from GAP and Rose Rodriguez from FAO, and I hereby appoint Isabella McCrae and Shivy Jain to ENA, Isabella McCrae to GAP, and Hashim Hassanain to Arab Caucus. Okay, wait, I was gonna sound like, let's do some senator shout outs. You know? Nobody? Oh, okay, sorry. Senator Chauhan and then ELA Reid.
I want to shout out Speaker Courts because she makes everything so efficient and we get work done fast and good. That's it.
Thank you. ELA Reid.
Okay, go. I want to shout out my cause senators because we had our dean meeting today and it went so well. The deans loved a lot of our ideas and actually started implementing some of our ideas before we even talked to them. So that was great. So yeah, big shout out, and I'm looking forward to the rest of these dean meetings, guys.
Senator Smith and then Chair Gaudio.
I want to shout out Deidre Capinos. Thank you so much for the Terrarium event. Your events are always super fun, so keep them coming, please.
Chair Gaudio.
Before I get into the usual spiel, look at these three fine individuals sitting in the back. Come on. Sitting through our meetings. I guess we are that interesting. Let's see here. Of course, LJR, you guys are great. Fantastic meeting this week. Even if we didn't get to everything, that's how it goes. My vice chair for being amazing, and because she's going to have to take my role tomorrow. So that's fun. And then, of course, Senator Rickett, because I feel like mentioning him.
Any other shout outs? Chair Total Rescue, and then Senator Benesh, and then Senator Matthews.
Shout out the flag football IM team, guys. We were practicing out there in the rain, the lightning, like it was, you know, we killed it yesterday, so we have our game tomorrow, so please come and support us.
I want to say, first of all, a huge shout out to the recreational pickleball team. We're going to beat everybody. I swear. Shout out to the D-Sir, because that's my dog. Shout out to Senator Metellus and Senator Green, because they gave me a hug today when I walked in, and I just felt so loved and appreciated. So shout out to y'all. Shout out to myself, because I'm the GOAT. Yep.
I want to do two shout outs. So for one SGLC student, I think your name is Joshua. You told us that you got the experience chair position today, so I just wanted to shout you out for that. And also, I've seen you at so many committee meetings and in Senate, so congratulations. And also to the College of Sciences senators, guys, we did our meeting today, 9 a.m. We did so good. I'm so proud of everyone. Yay.
Chair Varela, D-Sir Capinos, and then Senator Green, and then Iley Rudy.
Yeah, I just want to give a big shout out to our SGLC members in the back, like Senator Matthews for staying the whole Senate team time. Incredible. It's always so, tedious to be here. I think it's really impressive that people who aren't directly in Senate can stay for the whole time. Also, AJ Altuna, as always here. Love that for him. And just anyone else, whoever stays for a whole Senate. It's very, very impressive, and I really respect it.
I forgot who I said next, so you guys have to remember.
I have three, if that's okay. Okay, first, I think is it the Nighthon chair we also have for SGLC? Shout out to you for getting chair as well. I know you have recognition. And for all three of you just saying it's great to see you guys here and supporting Senate. Another shout out, when I said, huge shout out to the IM flag football team. You guys stayed, it was pouring rain, I was soaking wet, but we were all there as a team and we put in our best foot forward, our best effort, and that is why we're going to win this Friday. So I'm really proud of you guys for putting in the effort, and it shows. And also shout out to the comp team. Unfortunately, Anthony Bonaventure is not here today, but we will be doing our competitive pickleball on Monday. So hopefully your game goes well on Friday. Our game goes well on Monday. So the pickleball is going to be elite. I already know it. And then I would like to shout out leadership. Thank you guys so much for everything that you do, including supporting us and making sure that the meeting goes smoothly and all the behind the scenes work you guys do, especially Shane. You have been such a blessing to be with us this time and just getting everything updated and doing all the work that you do. It doesn't go unnoticed. We really, truly appreciate you. So thank you.
I also want to shout out Senator Rickett for him correcting me earlier, because there is a very big difference between 45 kilometers and 45,000 feet. There's a reason why I'm not an engineer. And shout out to Chair Banesh, just because.
Shout out to Pro Temp and Speaker for taking over retreat planning, because I think that you guys put a lot of work into it, and I'm very excited for tomorrow.
Ooh, Senator Lipner.
Is this a weekly challenge for you now?
Genuinely, it is, and I don't know why.
No worries. I just wanted to shout out to all caucus leadership, but especially to the Black Caucus, APIA Caucus, and Arab Caucus. The work you guys have been doing to set up your events has been really, really wonderful, and it's so great to see. So thank you.
Did you have your hand up the whole time?
No, I just raised it.
Right. Pro Tem Hamid, and then Senator D.
Okay, shout out to Chantel for telling Kirsten to go home and take a nap. I really appreciated that. Obviously, shout out to Shane. Also, shout out to both the Senate President and the Pro Tem's office. Guys, we're so back. We never even left. Your retreat tomorrow is going to be so fun. I'm so excited. Those sorority videos where it's I'm so glad you're finally here. That's going to be me at the door, greeting you all. I'm so excited to be there. 7 a.m., bright and early. Well, 7 a.m. for me, but 8 for you guys. But I'm so excited.
7 a.m. for us. Twin. Senator D.
Shout out to all the senators who hear me rant about statics, specifically D-Leg Kaufman, and then also the Pro Temp and Vice Chair Jones. And good luck to anyone taking statics, because it's a struggle.
Senator Escobar, and then Chair Gaudio.
Shout out Chair Varela and Vice Chair Candeloro for looking through the I think it was around 100 bills that were introduced. And also shout out GAP members, shout out Cushy, Danae, Terry, all the GAP members for putting in the work of writing briefs and looking for current events to post in our GAP newsletter.
Chair Gaudio.
Dr. Zoran, he's great. Remember, everything equals 0 at the end of the day.
I don't think that's a senator.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's who teaches statics.
is he a senator? Exactly. Senator Banesh.
This isn't a shout out, but I just had a question if the itinerary for tomorrow and Saturday are posted yet? Question mark.
It will be after this meeting. Thank you for the reminder. That's what I'll be printing at 7 in the morning. Senator.
One more shout out from me. Just wanted to give a big shout out to GAP Chair Varela for getting that survey out so early. It has really been a wonderful thing to see. So big props for you.
All right, and then is there anybody else? No. Oh my gosh, Chair Varela.
Sorry, survey mentioned. Shout out to everyone who did survey. We had 10 responses last time I saw, not 40, so I'm a little bit disappointed. But shout out to anyone who did it. It's anonymous, so I don't know, but just know that I do know my heart. So I shout out to all of you.
Okay. Anybody else? All right, now it's my turn. Shout out all of you. I love this body. I love this branch. I would never give it up for anything. Also, shout out to ELA Reed for giving us our annual PLC presentation. And then, you know what? Shout out myself. Shout out my poor brain because I don't even know if it's on or working. I don't think it has been all day. So we're chilling. Nobody else? Okay. Hamid's luxuriously luminous and lovely linens. That's kind of good.
I'm going to give it a 9. I think it's pretty good. Okay. So no honorable mentions today, unfortunately, but third place, I'm going to give it to Diana. Diana, I think your outfit, oh, you look surprised, but I think your outfit's really nice. Okay. Second, tied, it's between Nick and David. You guys also look surprised. I like your guys' shirts so much. No twirls yet. What? No one's given a twirl. This is insane. Okay, first place, I'm gonna give it to Rose Rodriguez. I really like your jacket. But great outfits today, guys. I see a lot of you guys wearing the SG Polo. I got a pic with all of you guys in a line wearing it, so that was nice. And yeah, great work on the outfits. Senator Green. Do you want? How does one end the meeting?
Could you repeat that question, please?
Do you want to end the meeting for us?
Sure. Motion to adjourn pending final roll call.
There's been a motion to adjourn this meeting pending final roll call. And a second, any objections? Seeing none, Chair Gaudio.
Keep it quiet, please, folks. Alrighty. Luke Paul.
Present.
Reed.
Present.
Smith. Olivia.
Present.
Casimiro. Ariza. Kapanos.
Present.
Lim.
Present.
Sadvika. Scott. Chow.
Present.
Jane.
Present.
Sherman.
Present.
Danae Smith.
Present.
Ali.
Present.
D.
Present.
Malik is resigned, right?
What's the last name? Well, yes.
All right. Orduela.
Present.
Hamid.
Present.
Kaufman.
Present.
Lush.
Present.
Metellus.
Present.
McTulty.
Present.
Rocasa.
Present.
Rose. Rudy.
Present.
Trejo Hernandez.
Present.
Fawcett. Rickett.
Present.
I am here. Chauhan.
Present.
Escobar.
Present.
Rodriguez.
Present.
Wanjan.
Present.
Hassanein.
Present.
Green.
Present.
Wynn.
Present.
Bonaventure. Perez.
Present.
Alcuda.
Present.
Benesh.
Present.
Candeloro.
Present.
Courts.
Present.
Jones.
Present.
Leon.
Present.
Matthews.
Present.
McRae.
Present.
Nurse Madevra.
Present.
Renda.
Present.
Connolly. Simmons.
Present.
Teodorescu.
Present.
Varela.
Present.
Zivin.
Present.
Lipner.
Present.
47 out of 54.
All right, I hereby adjourn this meeting at 9:42 p.m. Get home safe.
If you have not messaged your RSOs, please message